Crypto fam? Welcome to the Coin King channel. I'm your host, Down to Crypto TA. Subscribe, hit the bell notification before we get started. Also, press that like button. This is the Coin King channel, and this is the Coin King handle right here over on X at DA Coin King, Crypto King. Do follow him here. He posts a lot of his gems, and it's really popular in the community. So check out the Coin King. You can also check me out on X as well. I was about to call it Twitter. But you can also check me out on X as well at Down to Crypto TA with the Nelson Mandela background right here. Money won't create success, the freedom to make it will. Such a lovely speech. I'm going to be updating this soon. I just hate to do it because, the minute that you change something, they take your little check mark away from you and, you're unverified for a little while. But this is generally where I post all of my updates. I'm just getting into doing videos, and I'm looking forward to doing a lot more videos on the Coin King channel as I show him my support, as he has showed me great support over on Twitter, constantly reposting everything that I put in here. So I really appreciate that. So I'm just looking at a post that I did. I thought I'd bring this up since we're on Solana. This was last year, May, and I know last year just happened, right? We just passed last year and came into the new year. I say it like it was just so far away, but about midway summer last year, I posted the possibility of a 235% move up on Solana. We had this inverted head and shoulder right here that had not played out yet. We were at $20.93 at that point, and we also had this little small um, falling wedge right here. We had this ascending trend line here on our stochastic, and we also had it on the RSI, and we had broken up through there. I was only looking for price to come up here around the $77 to $75 range, and we far exceeded my expectations. And I don't think anybody was calling for Solana to do anything like this at the time because a lot of people were so scared of Solana. The whole Sam Bankman Fried, and he's going to sell out of his position, and Solana's dead, it's propped up, this, that, and the third. But kudos to everybody who got a chance to get in at these levels or even lower, scooping it up down here. What's that, around $8, $9 or whatever? Like, that is superb for everybody who got in there. I didn't actually jump in until we got right in here. So, I guess you could say I was a little scared too, but in the end, we prevailed and we beat most of the people in here who missed out on this trade, right? So that's that. Over here on Solana, and let me move to my 4-hour chart here, taking a look at Sol. I'm just going to show you like kind of, from this pivot high here to this pivot low here. We've already done about a 33% correction, 32.73 to be exact. We're just rounding that number up. And we just kind of been stagnant here, as you can see. And a lot of people are asking, like, what's happening with Solana? Are we going to go lower? Are we going to go higher? Is it over for Solana? Not as bullish. Well, most people are not as bullish as they were, during all of this impulsive move right here, since, price has kind of stalled out a little bit. But this right here seems to me to be a corrective pattern, a bullish corrective pattern right here. This little small part right here inside of a larger bearish corrective pattern here, the ascending broadening top. And we're going to get into that in just a moment. But so far, we have dropped into this fair value gap, and all the fair value gaps that you're going to see on this 4-hour chart are coming from the daily chart. So they don't line up with anything if you're looking at these candles over here to your left there. But we haven't actually closed below the median of this range, but this fair value gap right here has been filled. I'm just kind of looking at it as, potential support and all. Actually, in this pattern right here, I posted this on Twitter as soon as we hit this top end right here. I posted about this pattern, and you know how that could have been a topping point for Solana, at least a pivotal point right there for Solana. I wasn't expecting for us to drop down here so rapidly. But we did. We did drop down here, and this has also been support for us. Now, I'm going to look at the potential of us breaking this, and where price could go to if we were to do that. So let's do that now. And I'm just going to go from not the peak, but from the high of this wedge, and just down here to that bottom there. And this is just a probability. Well, you can't say for certain that this is going to play out, but we're going to look at it anyway, just in case. And I want to go to Sunday's date, which is the 21st. So next Sunday, I want to look at it potentially breaking down there. And if we were to do it from there, then you would be looking at this area right in here, which is around the $51 to $46 range. This is an area of interest to me, particularly this 51.34 weekly range right here, or this midpoint of this fair value gap right here, as an area of interest. We are still very overbought on the weekly chart, which is why I'm looking at this area. And another reason why I'm looking at this area too is because Solana has started to move with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin gets a pump, Solana gets a pump, Bitcoin gets a dump, then Solana gets a dump. Now it's not pumping as hard as Bitcoin when it gets the pump, but I do believe that it could potentially double the dump in terms of what Bitcoin does. So if Bitcoin is doing about a 25% corrective move, then I would be expecting for Solana to do double that. And if we were to measure, we're just going to take it from the peak this time, since we've already started this correction right here. And let's just say we were to come down into this zone right here, you'll be looking at about a 50 to 60% correction. And that sounds reasonable to me for Solana. And there are some other things that we're going to look at too in regards to this move, potential play on Solana. So let me show you that here on the daily chart, and you can see the wedge a lot clearer here on the daily chart, and how we are using this as support right now. Getting a little bit of a little small bounce right here, and how corrective this pattern actually looks right here. So I know that there are some people that are looking at this level right here. So it is of high interest. That's $77.44, so around the $70 range right here. But I just think that that's peanuts to an elephant, considering that we're still so overbought on our weekly chart. Oversold on our daily chart, no doubt. You can see that right here. We're down here in oversold regions right here on our daily chart. You're at the midpoint now on the stochastic, which is also a great place for price to get a corrective move up. So I do expect that we get a correction here on our daily chart before we go down any further. At least that is my expectation. So we'll see how that plays out. Typically, I know with this indicator here, when the yellow line is positioned to the high end of the indicator, it implies that price wants to get a move back up and retest the highs here. And what does retesting the highs look like for us? For me personally, if we were to put in a lower high, and that's eerily close to taking out this pivot right here, but this 119 is a place of interest for me. And for this reason right here, a post that I did here on X, on the 2nd. So not very long ago, I did this post, and this was before we get the play out here. And you can see the timestamp difference up there if you need to do all that. But we had this falling wedge pattern right here that we had started to break out of. And I put here that this pattern, the measured move of this pattern, could potentially bring us back up here to the 119. I did happen to spot this little head and shoulders right here. I thought could play out. Okay, so we get a little bit of a move down, and then we come up, and then we retest this right here, trigger some stop loss orders from some short positions. And one of the reasons why I knew that is because I also was in a short on Solana, and that was going to be where I got stopped out of the market at there. And at the time, I had taken like half of my profits right here, and I just let the rest of it sit in there. And when we started to come up and we got right here in the golden pocket, I was like, maybe I'll just hang on to that little bit of change that I have left from the other portion of my short, instead of testing if we turn around right here. So that was that. We actually ended up not hitting it. Could have still been in my short position, but it's okay. It is okay. We just came right here into the golden pocket, and we can see that from this chart right here as we started to play out. Um, yeah, just tapped into the golden pocket, and from there, um, we started to correct back down for Solana. I had some other probabilities here, thinking that this could have been a head and shoulder, but we started to extend out quite a bit here, making the possibility of a head and shoulder a no deal, you know. So that's that. I will say, another reason why this may not play out is because we had one of these on Bitcoin, and even though I do believe it will, let me go there. I do believe that we could see this area right here, but we did have one on Bitcoin, and the one on Bitcoin did not play out. Let me go back and see if I can find that for you guys. It's not too deep in here. Here we go. It was right here. And that was June 12th when I was posting on this. Nobody was talking about it then. Everybody started talking about it later in the game. But I was highlighting that we were in this ascending broadening top pattern right here, and how this pattern is bearish and how we could break down from here. I did end up moving my bottom trend line right here to the pivot. We actually got the pivot here from this little falling wedge right here. I ended up moving my lower trend line to meet with that, and of course we ended up breaking that. And that followed behind the little pump that we got. So we just ended up breaking it, and just tapping back down here around the low. So it didn't actually play out. The whole ETF narrative was becoming more dominant. The sentiment surrounding that, so people were feeling a little bit different, and that's what happens. You only have the probabilities of what can happen in the market, and anything can change that, right? So aside from this aside from this 119, um and I'm not sure if this is going to happen, but we are still very overextended, you know over overbought here on the weekly chart, still high in the clouds right there. But this is also a level. I mean, we kind of front ran this 50% level right here. Where you also have this pivot here, liquidity that we could grab right here. So somewhere right up in here, that could also happen too. Looking at the Bollinger Bands, it just seems pretty far for me, but I have no control over what the markets do. So if the market goes up there, the market goes up there, right? Takes out the liquidity there, and then we get that that real move, that real corrective move beyond this 33% correction that we have seen so far in the market, right? But coming over here to this 77, you have that little small pivot right here with this candle here, and then you have this pivot right here, which could act as support. So we'll see how that works out. And then, of course, you have the range that I am referring to. And if we were to play out that ascending broadening top, this area right here, so you have that. You also have the smaller pivot here, and you have this pivot right here. And this is also where you had your first red candle, which makes this an area of interest. You went from all of these bullish candles right here to your first bearish candle printed in the chart in this zone right here between this 60 and this $50 range. And the same deal goes for your $70 range right there. So yeah, both of these are key areas, but I do believe that this is peanuts to an elephant right here, being that we're still so very extended on our weekly chart. And once we get that weekly correction, I just see us doing a little bit more than just coming here and turning around and blast off, right? At least for me. I know that a lot of Solana's bullish narrative has been around meme coins, and meme coins are for a lot of them are still doing well. I think the last time I looked at Bonk, it was doing good. Not sure where it is today, but Bonk, and then you have a couple of other ones like, I don't know if Cat and Hat and Cat and Pants. I just know that the Coin King talks about them quite a bit, and he's really into the meme coins and everything. So we'll see. And let's do this. Let's draw a fib here too. And from this low to this pivot high right here, let's just say that that is your pivot high, right? And we're just doing a V-shaped recovery or a V-shaped correction. And that will line up with what I'm looking at also. This right here. Let's see if that lines up, because I haven't looked to see if that lines up with anything for the 70. Yeah, 382, and we're still so high in the clouds. I just don't see that. I don't see 77 as being a low, but hey, it's out there. That's a probability. 77, 63, $50 range. I'm really leaning towards this level right here, but that remains to be seen. Still very bullish on Solana. Still very bullish on Solana. It doesn't invalidate the bullish narrative of Solana. If we were to get that pullback right there, just be another buy the dip opportunity, right? For me anyway, just another buy the dip opportunity. But I do believe that that is what I have over here. Oh, I do believe that that is all I have for Sol. We're currently sitting at $95.54, and this is our 1 hour chart here. And you can see how corrective that pattern looks right here too. Solana seems to love the golden pockets, right? Let's just draw one off of this level right here. Let's see what we're looking at. I think that was at the, no, that wasn't at the bottom. About 99 to $100 right there. Probably a little breaky break of that golden pocket like we've been doing. Let's see, what was I looking for? I'm just going to go ahead and void that. The magnet sometimes can do what it pleases. Yeah. try to get as many touches as I can here. So yeah, this does look pretty corrective here. I don't know that. Let me see. Did I discuss this other potential over here? Because I'm not sure if I did. Potential cup and handle. I think I mentioned this at one point. This might be looked at as a potential cup and handle right here. Not my favorite pattern, but it still doesn't hurt to take a look at it. So let's just say that this is the pivot, or maybe, yeah, let's just say that this is the provisional pivot right here, and we're getting this corrective pattern right here, creating the handle for this cup here. This could happen. As long as we continue this corrective move and we continue this corrective move down to here, I think you can at least come down this low. So maybe you know, or even right here. Uh, it is a possibility. I'm not a big cup and handle fan, but if you are, that's some hopium. That's some hopium. Measuring from the low of this cup to the sippy top of this cup, and taking that measurement and coming all the way up here. That would be nice. That would be really nice for the rest of my position that I haven't sold. But again, just looking at the Bollinger Bands, I think the value of Solana is being questioned right now. Right now. And I've tried the Bollinger Band strategy before too, and it works about 50% of the time, and the rest of the time it doesn't. So I can be totally wrong about everything I'm saying right now, as this is not financial advice at all. Just taking a look at some probabilities and some levels to look out for. What is your max pain? What is your max pain? This is my max love and joy right in here. Now, anything below this right here, I'm probably going to, and I'm now contradicting myself, I'm probably going to have to bail. But, yeah, that's Solana for you guys. All right, with that said, I'm going to end this video stream here. If you did not hit the subscribe button or hit the like button on your way in and you have made it this far in the video, please do not leave without hitting the like button. It goes a long way. Help support the channel. Definitely help support the Coin King. Crypto Ken over here. He's really loved by the community, guys. Really, really, really loved by the community. So help support his channel. Help Coin King go home. He hasn't been back to Thailand in years now. So looking to get the channel to another level. All right. And with that said, I am going to leave this video here. Peace.